everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge for another week. Really indifferent week this week. We had a beautiful horse that he was certainly my favourite in the stable. He's an old horse that we got from Singapore called Merchant, and he raced on Saturday at Caulfield and raced really poorly. We had the vets check him out, checked his heart and checked his lungs and did all that sort of stuff at the races, and we brought him home and he seemed healthy and well, and we took him into the track just to do a little bit of work with him to make sure that he felt okay and everything yesterday morning, and unfortunately he had a heart attack and dropped dead. Young Georgie Cartwright rode him and said he worked good and she was happy with that, and when he pulled up he just turned around and he sort of laid down and he died, which is a really disappointing thing. Beautiful horse, and it sort of brings you back to the field a little bit. That happened, and then half an hour later we had a phone call from the stud, and they told us that one of our foals had just died. So really terrible day yesterday, but onwards and upwards, and unfortunately that's our game. We ran Sartorius on Saturday at Caulfield, and he went great. He got back, and he actually, if he'd drawn a barrier, he probably would have been up running 4th or 5th, and I think he would have probably run a place. But instead, he drew wide. We rode him back, and he got home hard. His sectionals were fantastic, so he looks like he's right on track. He'll go to the Mackay Diva next Saturday, and hopefully he could probably finish around about 3rd or 4th again, and then we'll go to the Turnbull, and then we won't be mucking around then. That's his crunch day, is where we head to him for the rest of the spring. A couple of older horses trialled through the week. Severn Road, he had a beautiful trial. He just jumped, and Georgie Cartwright rode him, and he sort of got back and got into a little bit of trouble up the straight. Couldn't really get a clear run at him, but getting to the line, he was full of running. So keep an eye out for him. His first up form's only just, but geez, the way he's going, don't be surprised if he doesn't run a place at big odds first up. And the old boy Hot Spin, he had his first trial for us for quite a while. He had a big long spell. He's come back, and I've never seen him this healthy and well. Georgie rode him as well, and he jumped straight to the front, let him up, and give a really good kick at the top of the straight, and never really got put under pressure, but geez, he went good. It looks like he's come back the best we've ever had him, and he's probably going to step out the races the next couple of weeks. Yeah, runners this week, Friday, Geelong. We're going to run a horse called Spherical. He won very well over his last start over a mile, and then he steps up to the 2,000 metres. You would think this is going to really suit him. Just be a little bit careful. First time horses, he's only had the 3 starts, and it's a big ask for starting a race over 2,000 metres. If they run along, I expect him to really get home hard. If they crawl, it just might not really suit him, but the horse seems to be going well, and really keen to get him to this trip, because I think this is going to be his go, his staying race. Also going to run a horse called Marcello Sonata. The lease actually runs out on him this week, so this will be his last run for the current connections, and we might put a new group of people together to lease him again. But he seems to be going okay, but this will be his last run. He'll probably go to the paddock for a little bit of a break after that. On Wednesday next week, we'll go to Bendigo, and we'll step out a big maiden called London Fog. He had his first up run the other day at Geelong, got back and worked home beautifully. He goes up to 1,500 metres, back to 3-year-old grade, which should suit him. And I think he can probably run 3rd or 4th in that sort of race, be around about earning prize money, and then we'll step him up to probably I don't know about 2,000 metres, but he'll certainly step up to middle to staying races after that. And we'll step out a mare called Myrtle Turtle. She poor little thing, she only got beaten a length and a half and ran 6th the other day, so she seems to have come through her run really well. We've found a great race for her, a 1,200 metres 70 mares race at Bendigo Wednesday. That should be right up her alley. If she can draw a decent barrier and get a nice run, she should be right in the finish on her first up run. Johnny Dunn had a go last week, terrible, didn't even get close. I'll tell you, if things don't pick up, we'll bring in Pete Sanders straight back in off the bench. This week we're going with Benny Cass from K-Rock. He always tells me how good a tipster he is, so here's Benny with this week's tips.
In the words of Paul Hogan, evening viewers, got a couple of tips for the weekend. Put the kids through school. Obviously do better than Bluey and Bundy, who couldn't tip Pooh off a shovel. First one is Texton Hurley, race 2, number 1. It's a Group 2 winner, back to a benchmark 9. He just wins 350. Regan Bayless claims 3, get on board. And a bit of value in the last race 9, number 9, Lionel Belford. Mick Price trained first up, trained at trialled at Cranbourne on Monday and trialled like a stag. It just wins at $11. So there's a couple there to keep you happy over the weekend. And the more we bet, the more you win.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Yeah, a couple of interesting horses racing this week. We're into the spring now, so it's really exciting. It's amazing, this industry. I started off with about 10 or 12 horses that were set for the spring. I think we're down to about 3, just with a few little injuries and a couple of young horses that is going to need a little bit of time. That we're certainly going to stick by our policy that we'll give these horses time and hopefully elongate their career and certainly get the best out of them at any time. So until next week, see you later.